Hello, learners. Welcome to my channel, the place where English becomes simple, fun, and easy to learn. Here, we break down grammar, improve vocabulary, practice speaking, and explore real-life English, step by step. Whether you're a beginner or want to polish your skills, this channel is your guide to confident communication. So get ready. Stay curious, and let's start learning English together. In a world often dominated by headlines of war, division, and strife, peace activists stand as beacons of hope and resilience. These individuals and groups dedicate their lives to advocating nonviolence, resolving conflicts through dialogue, and fostering understanding among disparate communities. From historical icons who altered the course of nations to modern-day crusaders tackling global issues like climate-induced wars and nuclear disarmament, peace activists remind us that change is possible without resorting to force. This article explores their motivations, methods, landmark achievements, and the challenges they face in an increasingly polarized era. Peace activism is rooted in a profound belief in human dignity and the rejection of violence as a solution to problems. Activists are often motivated by personal experiences of conflict, religious or philosophical principles, or a vision of a harmonious global society. Mahatma Gandhi, the pioneer of Satyagraha, Truth Force, drew from Hindu, Jain, and Christian teachings to promote nonviolent resistance. His philosophy influenced millions, proving that moral courage could dismantle empires. In contemporary times, drivers include humanitarian crises. For instance, activists in war-torn regions like Yemen or Ukraine work tirelessly to deliver aid and negotiate ceasefires, driven by the human cost of prolonged conflicts. Organizations such as the International Committee of the Red Cross, ICRC, embody this ethos, operating under principles of neutrality to protect victims on all sides. Peace activism has a rich legacy of transformative figures. Mahatma Gandhi, 1869 to 1948. Leading India's independence movement, Gandhi's Salt March in 1930 mobilized millions in civil disobedience against British rule. His fasts and marches demonstrated non-violence's power, inspiring global leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King Jr., 1929 to 1968. A key figure in the U.S. civil rights movement, King's I Have a Dream speech in 1963 galvanized the fight against racial segregation. Employing boycotts and marches, he advanced equality without violence, earning the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. Nelson Mandela, 1918 to 2013. Imprisoned for 27 years for opposing apartheid in South Africa, Mandela emerged to negotiate a peaceful transition to democracy. As president, he established the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, prioritizing healing over retribution. Malala Yousafzai, born 1997, surviving a Taliban assassination attempt at age 15, Malala became a global advocate for girls' education. Her Malala Fund supports education in conflict zones, earning her the Nobel Peace Prize in 2014, the youngest recipient ever. These figures illustrate how peace activism transcends borders, turning personal adversity into universal calls for justice. Modern peace activists addressing 21st century challenges. Today's activists operate in a digital age, leveraging social media, petitions, and international coalitions to amplify their voices. Key areas of focus include nuclear disarmament and anti-war efforts. Groups like the International Campaign to Abolish Nuclear Weapons, ICAN, awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2017, successfully lobbied for the UN Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons, adopted by 122 nations. Activists such as Beatrice Finn, ICAN's executive director, highlight the existential threat of nuclear arsenals amid rising tensions between powers like the US, Russia, and China. Environmental peace building. Climate change exacerbates resource conflicts, prompting activists to link ecology with peace. Wangari Maathai, founder of Kenya's Green Belt movement, planted over 50 million trees while empowering women and resolving land disputes. Her work earned the 2004 Nobel Peace Prize, underscoring how environmental degradation fuels violence. Human rights and refugee advocacy. In regions like Myanmar and Palestine, activists document atrocities and push for accountability. Figures such as Greta Thunberg extend peace activism to climate strikes, arguing that environmental inaction leads to climate wars. Meanwhile, organizations like Amnesty International campaign against torture and arbitrary detention, often at great personal risk. Indian peace activists deserve special mention in this context. Meda Patkar's Narmada Bachao Andolan has protested dam projects displacing communities, emphasizing non-violent satyagraha. Kailash Satyarthi, co-recipient of the 2014 Nobel Peace Prize, has rescued over 80,000 children from exploitation through his Bachpan Bachao Andolan, promoting education as a pathway to peace. Peace activists employ diverse, innovative tactics. Protests and marches. From the Women's March for Peace in the 1960s to Hong Kong's 2019 pro-democracy umbrellas, symbolic actions draw global attention. Diplomacy and mediation. Track 2 diplomacy involves non-governmental actors facilitating talks, as seen in the Norwegian-brokered Oslo Accords between Israel and Palestine. Education and awareness. Workshops, documentaries, and online campaigns shift public opinion. The Peace Jam Foundation connects youth with Nobel laureates for mentorship. Legal advocacy. Filing cases in international courts, like those against war crimes in the International Criminal Court, ICC. These strategies, grounded in Gene Sharp's From Dictatorship to Democracy, outline 198 nonviolent actions to undermine oppressive regimes, challenges in a divided world. Despite successes, peace activists face formidable obstacles, repression and violence. In authoritarian states, activists like Russia's Alexei Navalny, before his death in 2024, or Belarus's opposition leaders, endure imprisonment or assassination attempts. Misinformation and polarization. Social media algorithms amplify division, making consensus harder. Fake news undermines credible advocacy. Funding and burnout. Reliance on donations leaves groups vulnerable, while constant exposure to trauma leads to activist fatigue. Geopolitical realities. Superpower rivalries such as US-China tensions over Taiwan complicate disarmament efforts, yet resilience defines the movement. The 2023 Global Peace Index by the Institute for Economics and Peace noted declining peacefulness due to conflicts in Ukraine and Gaza, but also highlighted grassroots gains in community reconciliation. The path forward. Why peace activism matters in 2025, with ongoing wars in Ukraine, the Middle East, and Sudan displacing millions, peace activists are more vital than ever. They prove that empathy and dialogue can prevail over enmity. As Gandhi said, there is no path to peace. Peace is the path. Individuals can contribute by supporting organizations like Peace Direct, which funds local peace builders, or engaging in citizen diplomacy. Education systems should incorporate conflict resolution to nurture future activists. Peace activism isn't naive idealism, it's pragmatic strategy backed by evidence. Studies from the Uppsala Conflict Data Program show nonviolent campaigns succeed 53% of the time, compared to 26% for violent ones. In honoring these unsung heroes, we affirm that a peaceful world is not a dream, but a collective responsibility. Whether through a tweet, a protest, or a vote, every action counts toward building bridges in a fractured globe.